The Renault Kwid made a big splash when it made its debut in 2015, and since then it's lived up to its potential as one of the most important cars for Renault in India. It brought with it looks, features and space to a segment that was, well, the bare essentials. This time around though, the changes are more of a ripple on the surface kind. Do those ripples have the potential to grow into a big wave with the buyers though? With that in mind, let's look at 5 things you need to know about the new 2018 Renault Kwid Climber.
But before we carry on, don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell to stay notified.
So moving straight into the rear of the Kwid, the first thing we're going to discuss is it any safer? Emergency locking retractor. That mouthful is just a technical name for regular seat belts that retract when you're done with them and lock in case of an emergency. Why are we discussing this? Well, the earlier Kwid used to just have manual belts that you needed to adjust to get a snug fit. And that's what Renault has changed in the entire range of the Kwid. So now the rear passengers get regular seat belts instead of the old manual ones. Being an entry-level car, the Kwid still offers only the basic safety features, with load-limiting pre-tensioner seatbelts for the front 2 seats and retractable seatbelts for rear passengers. No ABS, not even as an option, and driver airbags in only the RXT-O variant and the Climber. Unfortunately, in the entry-level segment, this is the norm, at least until the government puts into force the new planned regulations that mandate at least ABS and dual airbags in all new cars sold. So on to question number 2. Is it a facelift? And well, the short answer is just no. The Kwid Climber sees no external changes to it whatsoever. And even in the range, the only change are black wheel caps across the regular Kwids, new stickers on the 1-litre side panels, and a chrome garnish on the RXT grille. Though the Kwid has undergone little changes to its exteriors, it's still arguably the best looking entry-level hatchback on the market. There are 3 color options to choose from, but in this electric blue paint with its flared side panels and orange accents, this Climber is the flashiest of the bunch. So the third thing we're going to address is, does the Kwid drive any different? So for the 2018 update, Renault has added a creep function to their easyR AMT transmission, and it really has complemented the way the Kwid drives. The obvious difference, of course, is in stop and go traffic, where pulling away from a stop is a much smoother experience now. But that's not the only place where this change has had an effect. Gear shifts and even getting on and off the throttle is a lot smoother, as the creep function just adds a little bit of throttle even when you take your foot off the pedal. This AMT was never a fast changing transmission, but it never was a problem in day-to-day driving. What the creep function has done though is remove the head nod that was quite noticeable in this gearbox, and the Kwid's all the better for it. A point to note is that the creep function isn't to be confused with a hill hold function, and while the car does creep forward in traffic as advertised, it won't do the same on an incline. You will still need to use the handbrake to prevent the car from rolling backwards as you climb away from a standstill on a slope. The Kwid is still the easygoing car it was in the city, with the light steering combining well with the AMT transmission to provide a better city driving experience. The suspension is also set up to handle city speeds, and it's quite adept at handling broken surfaces as well. But it's not so happy on the highway, with the lack of manual override for gear changes making overtaking difficult, and the skinny tires and lack of ABS not helping stability either. The fourth thing we're going to look at is what's new in the 2018 Kwid Climber. Other changes to the rear of the Climber include a drop-down armrest and a 12-volt charge socket to charge your appliances. The top-end variants also have the luxury of a reversing camera, which displays a nice clear image in the infotainment screen. This is a great feature to have on a car meant for newbies who find it difficult to park in tight spots like mall parking lots and crowded city streets. And the last question that we're going to address is, has Renault done enough with the Kwid? While the changes are small, Renault has addressed one of the glaring omissions when the Kwid was first launched, and that's those rather fiddly rear seat belts which required manual adjustment, and the creep functions when the AMTs were launched later. The Kwid Climber is also bringing segment-first features to the table again, with a rear-facing parking camera and foldable armrest for the rear seats. And when you consider that Renault hasn't increased the price, then the 2018 Kwid Climber becomes a very attractive prospect once again.